Right, this is what we're going to be making today. This absolutely beautiful beef, mushroom, red capsicum and red onion pie. Absolutely beautiful. Come on, let's get cooking. Right, so for our rich savoury pie, this afternoon we've got some Angus beef, ground beef, we've got some mushrooms, red onion, red capsicum. Now 2 of these pies, I'm going to make 4 in all. 2 of them I'm going to put cheese on the top and 2 without. And we'll see what difference that makes in the tasting. Come on, let's get cooking. Right, firstly in a large saucepan, some butter, because we want to soften these red capsicum first, so I'm going to chop them up finely and pop them in while this is melting. And here we are, in with our capsicum. Sorry, I've got my hand in front of the camera there. I should really know by now, after 600 videos. Right, there we go, we'll let that get going, then in with our onion. And there we are, in with our red onions that I've just chopped up. And we'll just put them on a low heat and let them sweat, I think. We want them to get nice and soft. Right, now in with our ground beef. Pop that in there, we'll pop it back on the heat and get it nicely browned. Right, now we're going to take this off the heat, and now we're going to make the mushroom gravy. Right, firstly in with a knob of butter. Nice knob that is, isn't it? Right, let's get our mushrooms in there. And also, let's get our stock cube in there. Okay, so just crumble a stock cube over the top here. Add in 2 tablespoons of Bisto. The rich brown gravy mix is the best. Stir this through and then add 400 mils of water. Here we are. Now once this is turned into a nice thick gravy and the mushrooms have softened, we can add this to the rest of the ingredients and allow them to cool while we prepare our pastry. Right, let's have a little taste of this. Now that's nice and thick. Could do with some black pepper, so we'll add some of that now. Here we are. Oh, I just love the smell of freshly ground black pepper. We're now going to add our other ingredients into the mushrooms here. This is going to be one very, very delicious pie. Let's just stir that through. Beautiful thick gravy. There we are, that's beautiful and thick, look at that. We're going to put that to one side to cool. Right, let's get as much light in as possible and get going with this pastry. So, we want to cut this about just a little bit less than a centimetre wider than the circumference that we really need. and that's so that we can stretch it into the pie base. There we are. There's our first one. Let's peel that away. You will need a bit of flour for this as well. That's about right. Once you've done this 2 or 3 times, it will come quite naturally. Pastry is hard enough to deal with without having to make it yourself. That's why I buy the pre-rolled pastry, especially puff pastry. Puff pastry is very, very difficult to make. Now that I've done that, I will come through here. Now this lot of pastry here will be for one of the tops, and the other lot will be for the other top. So I've just cut that through there, just pop those over there. And then we can start again. I'll come back when we're ready to put these into the pie dishes. Right, I've sprinkled a bit of flour on here. This is just to stop our pastry from sticking to the pie dish in here. And use your knuckle to press the pastry right into the pie dish like this, leaving a lip on the outside. There we are, perfect. I'll do the rest of these and then we'll come back and we'll start to fill our pies. Right, now we're going to roll the tops for our pies. So a bit of flour on the board, rolling pin, just a quarter turn, like that, and that one's ready. A little bit more flour. You don't need to see me do all 4 of these, so I'll do them in the background and we'll come back, fill our pies and cover them. Now, while I'm doing these, you may, actually, not you may, you should, turn your oven to 170 degrees, fan bake, and have your tray towards the lower part of the oven. Right, as you can see, I've grated a little bit of cheese for those 2 pies that I'm going to put cheese in the top of. Now I'm just brushing the brim here with almond milk before we start adding some of our filling. Beautiful thick. Notice how that has really thickened upon cooling, which is just what we wanted. Also, don't fill these too high. You definitely don't want them higher than the lip of the pie itself. Excuse the noise. Right, a little bit of cheese here. I'm certainly looking forward to this. Let's grab our pie top. And just pinch it shut like that. Grab our knife to finish them off like that. Right. Now, to make our pies look a bit pretty, and also to make sure they seal well, grab a fork and just crimp them. So these are our cheese ones, so we're going to put 3 caps in the top. Prior to putting these in to the oven, I will get the almond milk here and put it all over the top, and that'll give it a nice glaze. Okay, I'm going to do the other 3 and then we'll put them in the oven. Right, and there they are, straight out of the oven. As you can see, I've overfilled that one just a bit too much, which is why it's exploded like that. I think that's going to be my pie. But the rest, they should come out pretty easily. Oh, I'll wait till they cool a bit and then we'll have a tasting. Now, since this was our exploding one, I will chop into this for our tasting. Ooh, beautiful. Look at that. Something tells me that's going to be quite hot. Let's just pop that here. Oh, wow. That is perfect. Oh, and the filling contrasts so well with that pastry. God, it's beautiful. Right, I hope you make these at home, and I will catch you hopefully on my next recipe.